middle of the 21st century, having bled Earth dry, mankind was on the verge of collapse. Then a startling discovery was made. Beneath the sands of the earliest known human civilization, traces of another, even more ancient, but technologically advanced civilization are uncovered. The profound scientific implications of this discovery would lead humankind to the far reaches of the universe. Everything seemed perfect. But perfect never lasts. Without warning, the Earth was attacked by a chaotic horde of marauding aliens. Within 3 years, humankind was staring into the face of its own annihilation. In desperation, the world leaders turned to their last chance, an ancient artifact called the Time Lock. They believed this relic from a long-forgotten race was a portal to a point in ancient history and their only chance for survival. If only they knew how to turn it on.
Now, of course, the thing with Serious Sam is all about the gameplay, but the thing that makes it so much better is that they never really take the story seriously in Serious Sam 3 at least. Which a lot of fucking games nowadays, doesn't really do. I mean, all the games that really just want to play on entertainment and comedy always, Saints Row, Bulletstorm, always, try to be serious. And that's not good, it just ruins the whole thing, it just makes it bad. But Serious Sam doesn't do it, and that's very good because, well, you don't really see it nowadays. I mean, it's pretty fucking easy, to not make it serious, but at least Serious Sam didn't do it. I mean, of course there are some characters here and there that die, but they don't make a big fuss about it and they don't bring it up later in the game, so it doesn't really matter. So that's good, just let it die. You didn't do a good job, so that's... If you're gonna nitpick them, maybe, at some point of the game they felt like they were trying to do something, but... fuck it. Otherwise, the story was actually pretty good, to be honest. I mean, with the gameplay, and they never really took the story seriously. Then it was, pretty fucking good. It was a great fucking rollercoaster story. Interesting and everything. Or let's say it's good for how the game is. I mean, it's not, the best fucking story ever, but, because of the story, it really didn't really take the story seriously. It was, good, but if they were going to make it serious, then it wasn't really good. But the gameplay then, it's all about the gameplay, right? Well, it really is about the gameplay, and it is fucking amazing. I mean, you have full control of your movement, which is fucking great. There's tons of fucking weapons and a big fucking variety of different weapons. You got cannons, you got laser weapons, you got assault rifles, miniguns, pistols, sledgehammers. I mean, they're almost fucking everything in this game. And there's so many goddamn enemies, and it's so great, to be honest. I mean, with challenge, well, yeah, it's kind of a challenge on the hardest difficulty, and it's not, frustrating, like, you only get one option and then you just need to try it out, again and again, and it's just luck that, matters. But no, this is just hard. I mean, I managed to just try something else. It's just hard. It's actually very good. But I have played this earlier Serious Sam, but I don't really remember them. It was such a long fucking time since I played them, for me at least. So I don't remember a goddamn thing about them. So I can't really say, how it really compares, because during the whole fucking game, it felt like the game was always on the same level. Great. It was a great game on the same level, and even if it was going to continue like this, then it actually maybe is a fantastic fucking game. And it's just like, this a fantastic game, really? I don't know. But then I'm thinking that maybe in comparison to the other games, it really isn't all that good, because the game has really been under the radar and all that shit. Maybe it's just underrated, I don't fucking know. But then, something happened like near the end of the game. It's all started with they take away your weapons, which is pretty weird, because all of a sudden they just want to have realism in the game. It's just like, what the fuck are you doing? So they took away your guns, and it just started feeling a bit boring, because it was just the same fucking shit all over again. And that was how it is. But anyway, the story starts getting I mean, if you're gonna nitpick them, you know, a bit serious, like, you know, like, a bit serious. I mean, if you really nitpick it, then you say that the story wanted to be serious, but later they totally dropped the story, which is pretty bad to be honest, but because the story was pretty good. Anyways, I mean, it was a pretty good roller coaster story, and it worked with the story. But then here comes the fucking kicker, I guess. I mean, in the last level, well, how to say it? The gameplay was the same shit over and over again. It wasn't that big of a variety of different, you know, approaches and everything. Because of it, it can get very boring. So what do they do to, you know, make it satisfying to keep up the gameplay? Well, more enemies. Because that was how it was. It was more and more enemies. In the beginning, it started with the ordinary fucking corridor shooter. And that just felt like, yeah. And then you wanted some, but then it gets opener and opener and bigger, and then more enemy comes and more bigger right to enemies. Then you start to get more entertaining and more better. And then it also, you know, got a story that, you know, only played in comedy, which was always good. You know, Sam saying those catchphrases and everything, and it's actually pretty good, especially when you're fan of like a horde of fucking enemies, and then hear you say like something stupid. But it's good, it's comedy, it's what the game was all about. But then they started with, you know, they take away your weapon, then you seriously just drop the entire story. The story isn't there. I mean, Sam isn't really saying anything anymore. It's just the same fucking shit over again. And then the last fucking level, it feels like the gameplay took a fucking overdose. I mean, of enemies. I mean, holy fucking shit. The last fucking level. It's so many goddamn enemies. And I mean, like 2 levels before, I said so too. It's so many goddamn enemies and never fucking stop. And the last level, holy fucking shit. Then there's so many oh my god, make it oh fucking god. And because of that, it felt a bit boring. Of course, you can, you know, say that, you know, well, it's challenging and it's, you know, gives you satisfaction to beat them. Well, it does. It's actually good that way, but still, because of it's the same fucking shit over again. Let's say it like this: all the sequences where you actually fight, you know, gameplay and everything, it's pretty far between. I mean, when you don't fight, it feels pretty long, because when you do fight, you're always into it because it's entertaining. It's great. The gameplay is great. It's a big variety. You can do anything. Full control your movement, fucking everything, speed, everything. It's great. But then because of the last level, because there's so many goddamn enemies, the sequences between when you fight are so close to each other, so you start to how to say it? Not understand, feel, think, anything that it's the same shit. It's the same, you know, principle. I mean, how you fucking do it. It's no variety at all. The only thing was getting you blind was because it was so entertaining, but it just felt too much. Of course you can say that, well, it's too much challenging, it's actually fun, but I don't know. Maybe on the easier difficulty, I mean, it might be entertaining, but it just felt too much, to be honest. I mean, it was actually, I don't know, to be honest. I mean, at first, like I said, I thought the game was going to be fantastic, and the only thing we're going to bring it down was, you know, how it was compared to the earlier games. But now it just feels like, god damn it, it's not fantastic, it's great. But because of the gameplay, because of the thing that makes Serious Sam so serious, I mean, with the enemies, is that really it? Too many enemies? Well, yes, it can be too many enemies. Of course, it's a bit ridiculous and kind of entertaining that way, but it's still too much because it shows where the gameplay, what the flaw in the gameplay is, and that's the only thing it have is enemies, and eventually, yeah. But then, you know, something happened that, you know, made up my mind and said, well, this is just a great game, and that was that, and it was that the ending was, you know, bad as hell. But other than that, I mean, the boss, I mean, it was an actual boss battle, which is fucking great, which a lot of fucking games doesn't do nowadays. It was a fucking boss battle. It was pretty good to get it figured out and shit, but it's pretty easy. But the ending was really fucking bad. But why was the ending bad? I mean, the gameplay was only gameplay driven and all that shit. The gameplay was what's matter. But the problem is that the story was actually pretty damn good because they never really took it seriously. And because of that, it started to get interesting, and you started to continue playing it because of the story and the gameplay. Eventually, they dropped the story, and eventually the gameplay felt, boring because it was the same shit all over again. It wasn't a bigger ride at all. But the story was still there, and well, spoiler, I guess, because the story isn't really a big deal. I mean, they talked about, ancient Egypt and all this shit. I mean, of the gods and the aliens, maybe it's connected and all that shit. And Sam always says, "See you in 3000 BC, motherfucker." And it felt like, ooh, are they going to go into Portal back in time, and then you're back in time in the ancient Egypt and fuck things up? It was actually be a fantastic game, I thought. I mean, if they did so, but now they didn't, and just ended like that, and it just felt like, wow, it's still good though, it's great, but it's not fantastic. Fuck. I mean, it felt like if they just did something differently. I mean, if they, made the last level a bit differently. I mean, maybe a same amount of enemies, but a different kind of level. It felt so goddamn. Ugh, it's a fucking canyon. Come on, give me something else. Give me a city or something. It's better, or desert. I don't fucking know. I mean, anything but a goddamn canyon. And also that thing where they took away your gun. That was just fucking faggoty. Why would you do that? Other than that, yeah. It's great. Like I said, I mean, it started like a good ordinary game, felt like an ordinary corridor shooter, but it gets better, and then near the, let's say, second, third level to the 10th level, it was, always on the same level. Great. Everything was great. The gameplay was great. The story was great because of the gameplay. They didn't really take the story seriously. Therefore, it was great. And it felt like it was going to continue like this. It was going to be fantastic, but then it, took away all your weapons. I mean, they kind of broke the entire gameplay. I mean, all those, yeah, they broke the entire fucking gameplay, and then they dropped the fucking story as well. And then you need to just start over the gameplay, and then the gameplay started to get more close inside the sequences, and the enemy amount of massing up like a motherfucker, and eventually it's just too much. It's on drug. It got over the. It ODD. It's fucking. Ugh. I mean, it's still entertaining, but it isn't good to do it. They could have done it better like they did before. But that's how it is. In conclusion, it was good because the story wasn't really taken serious, and because of the gameplay was really fucking good because of, you're in full control, you play a movement, the big amount of variety, the big amount of different weapons, all that shit, everything in that shit. But the only thing that kept it going, I mean, was the story. I mean, the comedy in the story and the amount of enemies. Eventually, they dropped the comedy from the story, which was the story, and then the started, adding to the enemy amount is, and then it was just too much. I mean, it got some drugs or something like overdose, and it just, I don't know. God damn it, but it wasn't really that good. So that's how it is. Jesus fucking Christ. Other than that, it's actually a pretty good, great game. It's what it is. It's a great fucking game.